Hey, Emily, how are you doing today?
I'm okay. Life has definitely been lifing, as we say.
Mhm.
Recently just had to get my deck replaced, so there's been a lot of noise going on around the house, and finally, we've got some peace and quiet. How about you?
I have been busy. I'm good. I'm gonna do a race in Charleston in like a week or two, so that'll be fun.
That's
But
exciting.
yeah, it's fun. That's exciting. But have you been reading all the hacks lately, or do you do hacks that you see on Instagram?
I try to. I mean, there's so many suggestions, and I'm always finding some people are sending them to me too. So it's definitely just so hard to keep up with all these different, aspects of social media.
Yeah. Well, you know how you're always trying to get all the water in during the day? Like, are you drinking enough water? Are you hydrated? Well, I really, really, really like lemon water, but keeping lemons in the house is like so difficult because they go bad so quickly.
Mhm.
And I saw this hack on, I think it was Instagram or Facebook, I don't know. And they said freeze your lemon or lime or whatever you do, and then grate it in your water as you go, and then put it back in the freezer, and it'll last longer and it tastes better. It's amazing.
I'm gonna have to try that because I usually just keep the lemons in the refrigerator, which kind of helps with the longevity
Yeah.
of shelf life. But no, I haven't heard of that. I
Oh,
love
it's so good. It's so good. And you can do it with any fruit. But it's so funny. I had some lemon water, and Kira's been making fun of me about it. She's like, "You're so weird with this like lemon hack," because I'm so excited about it. But because I really, really, really like lemon water. And she's like, "Oh man, all you have to do is put a little sugar and you got some lemonade because it tastes really good and you just don't need much. And it's just so good and it'll help you get your water in." So
That's that's really helpful. I'll have to mention that to my clients too, because I know a lot of them struggle with their water intake, and
yeah.
so water helps with the skin, keep it nice and glowy and plump and everything. So that would be a great hack for them to know about. So that way, they could, instead of drinking plain old water, they could do lemon water, cucumber. I mean, however they prefer it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, for sure. Because you can do the same thing with any kind of fruit, or probably, in
Mhm.
fact, I haven't tried it with cucumber, but yeah, for sure. So let's get down to business. Let's tell everybody who you are. I'm here today with Emily from Emily Esthetics. And she is going to tell us all about what she does and where she's located, and all about the skin. So, Emily, let's start off. What do you do?
So I am an esthetician. I am located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm conveniently near Baptist Hospital. So we're located in the Cloverdale Plaza inside Sola Salons.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a solo esthetician. I wear many, many hats when it comes to owning a business. I'm the social media, I'm customer service, I'm, ordering everything, in charge of my book. So there's definitely many hats that I wear in my business, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, perfect. Well, what is your favorite thing to do? Or you're all about the skin. So what is like, well, what's your number one service that you actually perform?
Oh, I love this question. So I would say my number one service would be the hydrodermabrasion,
Uh,
because it's basically your all-in-one package. You get the painless extractions, you get the resurfacing of the skin with the microderm,
mm,
and what's best about it is I can customize it to your skin. So if we need, if for instance somebody comes in with oily skin, I can help combat the oiliness, with acne.
mhm.
So it's just really a great customizable facial that is good for anybody and all skin types.
That's fabulous. So what do you feel like makes you and your business different from other estheticians in the area?
Yeah, so I would say like my attention to details, the passion that I have for skin, continuing my education. That's always number one when it comes to being in this industry, because it's ever changing. And you'll hear me use this word a lot because there's no better way to describe this industry. It's just always improving.
Yeah.
Um, and then my customer service, I don't ever want people to feel like when they purchase a product that they're stuck with it. If
Yeah.
they don't feel that it's suitable for their skin, I will always come up with some type of recommendation to make them, satisfied with their purchase.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely think you definitely do a fabulous job of that. You're
Thank
so
you.
personable, and you really, your education, I think, is what sets you apart. That's how I feel, because you have so much education that it's so helpful, to come to you, and you're fabulous. How do you feel like your business looks today compared to when you started it?
So when I first started as an esthetician, I actually worked at a spa for a short amount of time. So I think like that was the biggest change for me is becoming a solo esthetician because there's not exactly like a blueprint to opening a business or how to run it. So navigating all of that by myself with not having like any advice from any mentor, that was probably the most challenging thing I've ever done.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, owning a business, everyone thinks it's easy until you actually do it. It's
And
so hard.
and
Oh,
you
yeah. They think it's flexible.
yeah. Yeah, no, and I feel like, people kind of have this misconception that like I'm not human, that
Yeah,
I don't, have my own life. So and there's things that always come up, like I get sick just like anybody else. I, can sometimes, traffic. There's, so many different aspects. And I think that people misunderstand that when it comes to, us being the service providers. Like we're only human. I am no different. I
yeah,
don't have superpowers. I wish I did, but
yeah,
I'm just a person like anybody else.
yeah. No, I definitely get that, because I'm there with you. Uh, what is a typical day in your business life?
So I would say every day is different. There's some days where I'm solely booked with chemical peels or, acne facials or just brow waxes and tints. And I think that's also a really exciting aspect about being in this industry is just every day is always changing.
Yeah,
I'm, never really bored because there's just always something to look forward to. Like, oh, I have, somebody coming in with a severe grade of acne. How am I going to address this? I look forward to things like that. Or somebody coming in with unruly brows that they haven't touched in about like 3 months. I'm having to shape all of that. It's so exciting from day to day because it's always different. I never
yeah.
know. I mean, I know what my schedule looks like, but nothing's ever the same.
Yeah, for sure. I know, I totally get that, because my days are the same way. Like, I just never know. Every day is a different day. So what got you into this field, the skin field, like, and becoming an esthetician?
I think, like many others, my inspiration came from within.
Mhm.
It really started with makeup. I was into makeup at a young age. I
Yeah.
was fascinated by it. But whenever I looked closer in the mirror, I could see almost like the makeup was just sitting on top of my skin and it was like dry and everything. And I just thought
Yeah.
like makeup doesn't look like this. Like I don't something's wrong here. Like what is it? And
Yeah.
then come to find out, makeup application has a lot to do with skincare. I mean, it only makes sense. Your skin, if it's not properly prepped for the application, it's not going to look right.
Yeah.
So, after I really found that out, I just wanted to know more about it. And then I started getting facials from local estheticians, and that continued to spark my interest into knowing more about what goes into skin and how to treat it and what products are best suitable for me.
Yeah, no, that's fabulous, and you're so knowledgeable on it. And we talked a little bit in the beginning, of, further education, but how do you stay up to date on all the education and everything that's out there, because it's changing so much, and they're just, new things about the skin, or improvements or products, and everything. It's always changing. So how do you stay up with that?
So I would say my number one brand that I work with, which is Glymed, they send
Yeah.
out monthly, if not weekly, newsletters. And they actually just called me most recently and told me about a class that they're hosting in Charlotte this Monday that I will be attending that continues my education. It will be based on cocktailing products together,
Oh,
Glymed's products specifically. So it's really helpful whenever I just have this relationship with my companies that I work with, you know, them keeping me up to date, giving me those phone calls, text, emails,
yeah.
that, and then along with social media. And for instance, I'm in multiple groups on Facebook, and
Yeah.
that really keeps me always guessing because there's just so much that people talk about in these groups of what's going on in our industry, what's coming, and what to expect.
Yeah. Well, and don't you go off to you do like a lot of learning like around the country too, right? Where you go to continuing ed and do you do any of that? I mean, I know you do.
I like to travel, yes, and
Yeah.
traveling to learn is just a
Yeah.
bonus, so I will take it. You know, I've
Yeah.
traveled as far as California for a lash extension course, which I unfortunately no longer offer, but
Yeah.
that was also during a time where I was really finding myself in my business, finding my niche, and, you know, from there, I found out that lash extensions aren't for me. I don't have patience for it. It
Yeah.
takes much of my time, and it really takes a toll on your body. So I
Yeah.
quickly, yeah, no, this isn't for me.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Yeah, because that's like it's extensive. It's like hours where you're laying and you can't move. So I get it. I totally get it. I am like pretty busy and I would have a hard time like laying through that quite often. So what do you enjoy most about your job and being an esthetician?
So let me see. There's always something to look forward to in our industry
Yeah,
because with the beauty industry, I mean, it's never staying stagnant. It's always just climbing ladders,
yeah,
and you know, there's new techniques coming out, there's new modalities for us to use, and there's just so much knowledge when it comes to this industry. I mean, the learning just never stops.
yeah.
And I
No,
think instead of, you know, going to college and then just studying these classes that I wasn't interested in, and instead, you know, I'm just learning about what I want to learn about, and that's what I love because there's just so much knowledge to absorb. It's so important to be a sponge when it comes to being in our industry
yeah.
because there's so much knowledge behind it.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree with you. So this is off topic and I didn't have this written down, but I'm just curious, what do you feel like is the number one thing or I don't know, that people should do to take care of their skin? Like what's like, your 411 that you would tell people?
Wear
Off topic.
sunscreen. Wear sunscreen, please. I
Okay.
don't care if you're just walking to your car or you're inside. You have, you know, windows that were near, for instance. I mean, this is sun exposure right here.
Yeah.
It does not matter. Please wear your sunscreen. That is something that I will engrave into everybody's brain. Like, just wear it, please. If
Yeah.
you don't want to age and if you want to look your best, just wear it.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And the sunscreen's pretty good. I mean, it looks like makeup nowadays. So you can get
Again,
Mhm.
I mean, we're always improving right
Yeah.
there. I first remember starting out with tinted sunscreen and I looked like a Oompa Loompa. It was so orange. And I was like, this just can't be it. And then I heard of color science, it's acne safe, and it looks like makeup. I mean, it's the best of both worlds.
Oh, I
I
know.
have it on right now. There's just no need for makeup at this point.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Everyone always asks me that. They're like, "Do you have makeup on?" I'm like, "No, it's sunscreen."
Yes, I love to hear that. And
And
then
everyone's like, "That's crazy." I'm like, "I know, it's pretty awesome." So I love it. So it makes
also,
me
I
happy.
would also recommend reapplying too. Don't just put on the
Yeah.
SPF one time in the day. Reapply it at least 2 hours every you know, on that mark every 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So what are your favorite product lines for skincare?
Yes, so I would say Glymed,
Uh-huh.
Hydrinity, Face Reality.
Yeah.
and color science are probably my main go-tos, and also the brands that I work with as well.
Yeah, yeah, and they're all fabulous. I would definitely agree with you, and I love Glymed, so that's one of my favorites. So one question I have for you is like, what do you think? What's your goals or plans for your business in the future? What do you want it to look like?
So I would say I would love to expand. That's definitely my biggest, um, what I would definitely want to first start out with is expanding, getting myself into a bigger space to where I can accommodate more people, have a waiting room, and eventually teach other estheticians and kind of like, offer a mentorship.
Yeah,
Because I know whenever I first started, I had a little bit of mentorship, I will say, at the spa that I worked at from a really nice young lady. And she, really helped show me the ropes. And I don't feel like everybody has that opportunity.
yeah,
And I would love to offer that because you really only learn not even the basics in aesthetic school, at least around here.
yeah,
And I think that's where outside of that you really get your hands on and really learn, okay, this is how to do this, and time management, everything. So offering a mentorship eventually would be my goal.
okay, very awesome. And what do you love most about being an esthetician? I'm not sure if we like hit on that question exactly, but I just wanted to throw it out there.
I would say changing people's lives. I mean, when it comes to skin conditions, for instance, like severe grades of acne, it can take a toll on our psyche and just really, make us feel depressed. And like I've been there. I didn't, struggle with severe grades of acne, but I know, having acne on my face didn't make me feel good. And then when people come to me and they say, well, I've been on every prescription, I've done everything the dermatologist has told me, and I've never seen results until I've seen you. I mean, that just speaks volumes. Like, that's really, that's my love language right there. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad that I helped change your skin.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part, is just changing people's lives.
Yeah, because it definitely changes their like confidence.
It does.
I mean, because people, yeah, yeah. So I can see how helpful that would be and how fabulous that would feel for sure. So yeah, I totally get that completely. Well, I think what I guess like my last question for you is how do you handle feedback from clients and do you like getting feedback from clients?
I think feedback, whether it's negative or positive,
Yeah,
it's honestly necessary, because if you don't like something but you don't tell me, how will I ever know?
yeah,
And I think, again, whether it's negative or positive, I'd love to hear it,
yeah.
even with reviews. Like when I ask people for reviews, I just ask for honesty. If
Mhm.
there's something that you think that I can do better, please let me know and I will try my best to do it. And for instance, like there was something on my service menu that I didn't have. And this girl reached out to me and she was like, hey, I'm looking for a lip wax. And I was like, she was like, I don't see that on your service menu. And I was like, oh my goodness, why don't I have that on my service menu? Like, I love waxing. And the fact that she, just brought that to my attention, I immediately added it to my service menu. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate, in a way that was like some feedback right there, like letting me know, hey, girl, you're missing out on this opportunity right here. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I get that completely. I mean, just sometimes it does. So I think it's sometimes beneficial to hear you know, uh, what people are saying because it's like it could be something simple that you're like, oh, I can do that. Sorry, I didn't, I'm glad you're telling me this. This is
Mhm.
fabulous. And it sets you so many worlds apart from other estheticians and other business owners. Okay, last question. What is your favorite trend that's occurring right now for your skin trend or like skin products or whatever? Like that's an open-ended question, but just like answer what is your favorite right now?
I would say right now, going back to the tinted sunscreen, I think they're really with our industry, there it's becoming like the new slogan, like skincare is the new makeup. I think that is a great trend, because there's just so much makeup out there that's pore clogging, and
Yeah.
it makes, you know, our lives more difficult when we're using this makeup to cover up our blemishes, when there's other products that we can use to cover it that's
Yeah.
also not irritating it, which is the acne safe sunscreen makeup. And then the highest and active, I feel like that's newer to our industry with, for instance, Hydrinity is the one that I carry. It's
Yeah.
hyaluronic acid. I use it like there's no tomorrow. I literally carry it with me. I'm
Yeah.
surprised I don't have it in my Stanley right now, but I'm at home anyway. So
Yeah.
it's in here. It's literally, I have it stocked up in my house because I use it. My boyfriend uses it. I have all of my family using it with the kiddos because it's so safe. And yeah, like those two are my favorite trends right now.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I just can't thank you enough for coming on here and chatting with us and talking all about the skin and about your business and what you do. And all of your information will be below in the comments so that you guys can find Emily. She's amazing. And you
Thank you.
definitely need to hit her up and get some services done. You will not regret it. So again, Emily, I appreciate it so much. And all your information will be below. And you can always reach out to me if you want her info and I can hook you up.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me. And I
Yeah.
really appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you. And I'll see you soon.
Yes, I will see you soon.